Good morning, everyone. And here we have some wonderful news from PC Gamer about everyone's favorite crowd-sourced game ever, Star Citizen. And I'm not following Star Citizen closely. I'm not a backer, so don't quote me on anything I don't know so much. But some people in my Discord do, and they have some comments and what have you. And this was just released, so I'm as much in the dark as everyone else, so I'm not sure what's going on. But apparently, people are not liking the current state of affairs, as if this year was any different from the previous years. The Alpha 4.0 update was supposed to come in June, so it's a few months away, and it's going to be delayed. Of course, the state of the world, everything's delayed. Whether you're making a game or baking a pie, everyone's work is just slowed down as a result of our quarantine. So here's our current roadmap for Star Citizen. And now that I've learned there's so much difference between these two things, which is Star Citizen and Squadron 42. So I don't even begin to understand what all of this means. It seems to be a linear story with chapters going on. I don't know why they're building it in this fashion. I don't know what would cause them to do this. I wouldn't even attempt anything, even if this was a piece of software. It seems rather bizarre. So we look at this as I refer to it as a Trello board, where you have all the features and the timelines and the things that are being developed. So Q2 2020, which should be around now. So Q1 is done, hopefully. I don't know if these actually mean they're finished. It looks like they should be. So this is what they're working on next. And there's all kinds of stuff. Now, if you don't know what this means, this is alpha. So the alpha stage of development is when you're making all the stuff that is the point of the project. So if I'm making a piece of software for a banking institution, I'm making sure everything can go through. So I want to buy something, I want to transact something, I get the receipt, everything goes through. And it's a big testing stage. So they're in version 4. They have versions of the alpha, which is a very interesting thing. That means your project is huge. Beta is when you go and you actually have everything done. Say, okay, all the features we want are there. Now we're stress testing it. Now we're putting it on a different server. Now we're giving it to all our clients to test. Whoever your QA team is, they're testing the crap out of it. So beta is where all the long, hard, bug crushing experiences going through. Alpha is like, hey, can we do X? Yeah, of course we can do X. And it's taking a long time. And by long time, I mean 9 years. So not everyone's very happy about this. So everyone's like, great, more stuff delayed. What about gameplay loops through? 4.0 is not even out yet, and you already delayed the most important one, server to client actor networking rework. Desync and stutter is awful right now when playing with friends. Every character jitters and lags. So already we have problems which should be figured out in beta, but because this thing is so freaking huge and everyone's been waiting and putting their money into this thing, they're testing in alpha state, which is it's good. It's good for the project to have all these people test your stuff in alpha, but it goes to show you just how big and ridiculous this project has become. They talk about COVID, how it's bad, da da da. But really, I want you to put this in perspective. So it's still in alpha. It's been doing this for 9 years, and they've had on funding 250 million American bucks to get this thing started. So this started back in 2011. They did crowdfunding in 2013, and they're still receiving money. So let's just put that in comparison to, let's say, Grand Theft Auto 5. Huge game. Or sorry, Grand Theft Auto 4. No, I'm sorry. Grand Theft Auto 5 began after Grand Theft Auto 4. It took 3 years to make. Okay? And if we look at the actual budget of Grand Theft Auto 5, it was roughly 130. That's a very specific million. 137 million American bucks for development, and in total 265 American million for development and marketing. Okay, so this is a very expensive game, one of the biggest, and it took 3 years. Obviously, they're a much more oiled machine at Rockstar North. This is their fifth or sixth GTA title. They know the engine, they know the people, they know how to market it, they know that they have a client base. Everyone's just waiting for this game. So obviously, it's much more efficient to be released. It took 3 years. Now let's compare that to other games as well. So this is public information. There's probably other games we don't have the numbers for. So let's compare that to development cost for Star Citizen. It's number one, crowdfunded, 9 years, $250+ million, which doesn't nickel and dime all the transactions that happen daily. You can just randomly buy tens of thousands of dollars worth of digital goods. It's kind of crazy. People who want to do that. Then we have Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now that tells you just how crazy an online game or a multiplayer online game can be. And if you don't know the history of The Old Republic, it's a doozy. I mean, BioWare just went crazy. And when you start your development with audio logs, you know you're in for a wild ride. So a story-driven game that went to MMORPG status and just kept shitting the bed. And hopefully people are... I've been hearing some good stories recently, not lately, but recently, about Star Wars being an okay game to play for its story. This Jedi, that Sith character, etc., etc. All sorts of background stories and stories to have when you choose a certain character class. And here's GTA 5. So again, one of the biggest sold games of all time, GTA 5. Battlefield 4, these are all dev costs. Defiance, wow, I remember that game. $80 million. So this is a lot of money thrown around. Now let's look at the actual total cost, which involves marketing. GTA 5, up there, $265. Again, this is a game that's been out for a while. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, $250 million. Star Citizen, also more than $250 million. Hasn't come out yet. And then, of course, you have the Old Republic and Destiny and Dead Space 2, all the other very big titles you might have heard about. Here's GTA 4, yay! So it just puts things in perspective. I don't know how fans of Star Citizen are these days because you have to wait. You've been waiting almost a decade for this thing to see the light of day. And you've been getting alpha builds. And it's stuttering. And it's almost unplayable. And the game's been broken down into 2 steps or 2 games. Something's got to give. Either someone has to put their foot down and say, we're done, go to beta, get this thing out the door, or it's never going to end. You're not going to get anything. And I'm sorry to hear that, but that's what's going to happen, especially when you have the quarantine like this and people are getting frustrated, investors are getting frustrated. It's a sad state of affairs, but not unexpected. If you're waiting this long, what more could you wait for? Another alpha? Squadron 42 ever going to finish? Well, not till... you're going to get a beta by Q3, which is amazing. I don't know how it's going to happen. I doubt it. But good luck to all the fans out there of Star Citizen. We all want the best for you. Sorry to hear it's been taking so long, but hope everything works out. Thanks, guys, for listening, and have yourself a great day.